Y'all, not gonna lie, but the Sims team has actually been killing it with the last couple of expansion packs. I really loved growing together, and I was absolutely obsessed with Horse Ranch when it came out. The world is... It was just so fun to build in. Now, with that being said, I cannot tell you the excitement that I am feeling for the latest expansion pack. It is called For Rent, and we can finally build our own apartments in The Sims. Initially, I wanted to build like an industrial apartment in San Myshuno. So I was scrolling Pinterest, just looking for some really cool ideas. And then I came across this image, and it just screamed werewolves. So I just had to go over to Moonbone Mill, and this is how this build was basically born. Now, we start off with the entrance of our build. I really wanted this like roof walkway type of vibe, kind of like how the Cortez is in American Horror Story Hotel, which is what I was watching while I was building this. So yeah, that was kind of my vibe that I was going for. I thought it looked really cool, but we do go in with this like type of an abandoned apartment type of, well, abandoned building type of vibe. So it is completely made out of scraps. I don't know where they got the glass from, just believe. Now we go in with our initial shape. As you saw in the little image, we couldn't really see how the entrance is or the back of this build. So everything else is literally us just using our imaginations, trying to figure out how we are going to lay out certain areas. And I thought that the best way to do that, we'll just go in and build our apartments room by room and then seeing how it goes. That entire big piece on that you can see, it's like one massive room. It also leads to the outside, it's connected to the wall. That is going to be our community kitchen. So only my loft area in this build is going to have an actual fully functional kitchen. Some of the apartments, they are gonna have like mini fridges and things like that, but I really wanted the idea of them all coming together. There's even a community garden. I just really wanted to play on the pack vibe of werewolves. And now here you can see that we are reaching the loft area of our build. That is going to be the top floor. That is also the only 3-bedroom apartment. They have access to that little roof piece, but I'm quite sure that they would invite their friends over to come and hang out there because that roof turned out amazingly. Now, I have not fully furnished this house, as we only just yesterday found out, got a trailer of the expansion pack and how these certain apartments are going to work. Now, I'm still not too sure if it is going to work through doors or not, so we do have just, normal doors. I don't think so. From what I could tell, you're kind of gonna choose, beacon off certain rooms. So you're gonna say this room is part of this apartment block. That's kind of how I think it's gonna work. But we will just have to wait and see until we get just a little bit more information on the subject. Now, what you can also see is that our main color scheme that we are going for on our roof is like this beautiful orange. It just screamed abandoned factory for some reason. So I went with that. Now, this upstairs room that we are building now, this is going to be a separate apartment on its own. This one is where we have this little loft. That one has 2 bedrooms. We have another just 1 bedroom with an upstairs where the room is going to be on the top floor. And then we just have, we do have 6 suites all in all. This is also going to be the one on the 5th floor. Well, the 5th floor, not the 5th floor. On the 3rd floor. That is going to be our fifth suite, and that only has one bedroom. And then, of course, we have a little loft. There we have a small little bathroom just as you enter. We have a bigger bedroom, and then another bedroom aside from that. But downstairs, I do add another bedroom, but I do that a little bit later. Now we go in and we actually just paint this entire place with this beautiful brick. Well, I say painting, brick means... yeah, but you know what I mean. This is The Sims. And then we just go in with some different variations. So I went with some, like a swatch that's just a little bit warmer. We just added some things there. Now we're going in with the green just to kind of give it that mold look. To give it that, you know, it's abandoned. All of the bricks are not going to look the same, depending on like where the sun's shown, how much water is on certain places. So that's kind of what we are playing with. And I think it looks really cool. Now we have to go in with our windows. And this is where I had a lot of fun. I love these open windows that we got with the Werewolves pack. I do wish though that we got the same like broken down window with the bigger frame as well, just to give us a little bit more of a variety. But other than that, it's really fine. We also just removed that chimney. She was pointless in the first place, and she kind of just darkened up that bedroom. So I was completely fine with just completely getting rid of that. We add those two windows, and then I remove them and I add these three windows. But we do go back and just make them two. It works out a little bit better with my bedroom. I do try to kind of put half walls in there, because I forgot that there's a wall that literally goes through half of the window. Now, because that one part is like a community space, so you can see from the bottom floor up to the second floor, I decided then to go in and just place those industrial windows that came with the industrial kit. They work really well next to the werewolves windows. They all are like these dirty colors, so it worked out really amazingly. You'll also see that I skipped me adding pillars earlier. That's been mostly just because we get rid of these pillars. I go in with this like industrial look where we have this industrial like bars. That is in green because I like green. And I think green and orange look really well together. I think green and everything looks really well together. Green is like my favorite color. But anyway, so we do this entire like industrial look later on, and I am just going to remove all of the pillars. So I kind of thought that in a video that is so long, it's pretty pointless to have me add the pillars and then remove it. I also liked that telephone line. I think she's cool. She plays no purpose except for the fact that I think she looked really nice. And then we also just shrink down these base game fences, just to kind of give us that spiked wire look that goes all around it. I really like the idea of it, even though it made it a little bit prisony. But the back fence that came with the Werewolves pack, they all have this like wire on top, the safety wire. So I just thought it was kind of cool, and I really wanted to just portray that over. So that's why we did that. And I also just think it added a little bit of a detail to this place that just wasn't there before. Everybody must stay out. If you're not a werewolf, please go away. We do have a gate in the back of the yard that normal Sims can go through, but you can just lock that. Or not. I don't know how you, if you even want to download this, I don't know how you would want to play. But anyway, going back to our window placing, I had to place like a smaller window on the third floor because it didn't really coincide with our apartment that we have there. Same issue that we have here, but I then just decided to go in with some pipes. We do have a lot of pipe details, so it doesn't look completely out of place. And this is kind of where I decided then to go in and replace all of our pillars and go more for the industrial vibe. Like it is still busy being built, or that was just added on later. And I think it just looked a lot better in this particular build itself. I think it just added the something that was missing. And the color just made it look and feel a little bit more alive. Now, I did miss details on the side, those pillar details, but I also thought that what are those? It's where the rain goes through, and now I completely forgot what you call it. But I thought that that looked really cool. We also go in and I add 2 windows on the inside. It's not very, like, uncommon for that to be in factories, so I thought that that just looked really cool in and of itself. And then we just also go in and we kind of just place the doors, just so that we don't get confused in what apartment is what apartment once the new pack comes out, and I can go in and separate everything. Now, this tiling that we use as well, that changes. We go more for like a brick vibe, but we can get back to that later. This is now our community garden, like our community greenhouse. She looks really nice. I wanted to go for like this round oval look, but we do keep kind of the same vibe as what we had in our entrance, where we have the metal on the sides, and then we just have the glass roof on the inside. Now, that clipping that we see, I do put pillars on the inside as well, so that it looks like that glass piece there was kind of intentional. There was nothing else that I could do with it. I really wanted that small little glass piece, and I wanted the 2 roofs to connect. So I kind of thought that that was the best option. We also just go in with the spandrels and then some half walls underneath it. And all in all, I think it looked really cool. I love the idea of this greenhouse. I think it looks very much hand put together. And then what is a post-apocalyptic type of esque, like abandoned factory, if not having a lot of plants? Now, this is the part of the build that has me the most excited. This is my new obsession that I have discovered in The Sims, and I am very sorry, but you are probably going to get a lot of builds like this, where I am going to just like overgrow the roofs completely. It has started a couple of weeks ago, where I just started placing like plants on top of rooftops, but now just going for that full-blown like overgrown vibe. There's something wrong with my mic, it keeps on falling. I just think it looks amazing. I love the little grass. I love the flowers that's just growing there. I went with the idea that the werewolves just absolutely love this natural look where nature's taking back this building, and they just decided to go with it. We are going to have like grass inside of the building also once we actually go in and decorate. That is not going to be in this video, unfortunately. This is just the apartment building. I don't want to go in and fully like decorate this place and then the new pack comes out and we need certain items that needs to be in this build, and then we have to go in and like change a lot. But I am going to like decorate it already with like beds and things like that, but that video will come out at a later stage. Now just look at how beautiful this like yellow flowers are that kind of like grew over this entire roof. I just think it looks so beautiful. Practically this would not work, like this building would not be livable, I think, at all. Like, it'll be such a safety hazard. I would not recommend. But in The Sims, I mean, this just works. And again, I feel like this is just perfect werewolf. This just screams werewolf. I also add a door that goes outside so that you can access that ladder. I forgot to add that in for some reason. Initially, when I went with it, I didn't know what door I wanted to go with. And then I decided I'm just going to add that later. You'll also see that in some of the roof pieces, I don't really take the flowers out completely. That's more of just some little flowers are just like sprouting. They haven't formed a full bush. So that's kind of what we are going for. Now, this is our kitchen roof. Well, our community kitchen dining area, it's going to be all of that. I can't wait to actually play in this, because I am planning on definitely playing in this build once the pack comes out. I love the werewolves. I love the way that the werewolf system works. I think werewolves are one of the most fleshed out occult systems that we have in The Sims. Werewolves is just stunning. And I also feel like my build blends in really well with the world itself. I love the factory that James Turner built for this world, the library. She's absolutely stunning. And I try to play, make her blend in with that, but also not go in with that type of idea that James had, where the building is like kind of pieces are completely broken away. So I try to kind of stay away from that and not really copy that and just go in with like broken windows, but still make it feel cohesive. Now we have to go in with like full blown ivy, and then as the like side ivy, the parts of the plants that are busy dying, I go in with like this yellow tone that is from the werewolf pack, and then later on it just needed a little bit more of a pop of color. So we go in with red. I think we start with the red on this wall. Yes, we do. So we go in with the red, and once we actually add the red leaves, it just makes it look and feel just cozier, better. I don't know how to. It just looks so much better once I added the red. We go in with a lot more ivy, but I didn't want to go too overboard with it. I also tried to keep it on its designated floor so that when you are in certain floors, it doesn't really clip. And this is the part that really just pulls the factory together. We place a bunch of chimneys. We go in with like these circular ones and then just the normal ones, and they look so cool. We also add this like little roof awning everywhere. It's in the same orange color as what some of our roof pieces are, so I thought that it blended in really well. It just also added like a certain dimension that was kind of needed when it came to this build. Now we also just going in, we need to place all of our actual landscaping. This part here is going to be like where our dustbins are. I was deciding, am I going to put it on back or in the front? I thought that placing it at front kind of hides it a little bit better, especially with the large walls that we have, and then we can use the back part of the building more as just like a social place. We also just go in with this like a beautiful wall ivy, but it has like a wooden plank behind it that came with Get Together, and I hardly ever use it, and I don't know why. I feel like I should use it more. It's actually really nice and really pretty. And then we also just lift up these like hanging lights. We have a lot of hanging lights in this build. I really took a lot from like post-apocalyptic films like The Walking Dead, The Last of Us, plays like like games like that. That's kind of where I pulled a lot of my inspiration from. And then of course, like I said, it just works really well with like the werewolf pack, this like post-apocalyptic kind of vibe of like an abandoned building. I feel like that is kind of what this world is based off of, so yeah, that's completely what we go with. We also just have a wooden bench because our Sims need places to sit on, and then we add this beautiful big dustbin that came with Eco Lifestyle, and then just pair it with two smaller dustbins, and then we just add some trash around it, because I mean, these are still werewolves. There might be some neat werewolves there, but I don't think all the werewolves are neat. I think it's kind of selective. Now, moving to our backyard, we go in with this like circular plant. This is where I wanted a tree to be on. I just wanted this to have a different dimension and not just be a tree that's like placed on the ground. I kind of wanted to make this like a big piece in the back of the yard. I don't know, I thought it just looked really cool. I really liked the way that it looked. We go in and we change that tile. It just looks a lot better. Now, in the backyard, I decided to go in with terrain paint. It gives us a lot more freedom. I also wanted to go in with like grass that kind of grew through the pavement. So now it does look very out of place. It is exceptionally like washed out gray, but then we go over it with like the dirt. We take it a little bit harder on the edges just to make it blend in a little bit more, and then we go in with this green, and that is the grass that is just like growing out of it. We do put some actual pieces of grass around it Kind of the same as what we did in our, like, on our rooftops. Now, going into the plant decorating, I decided to go with very large bushes, kind of like naturally grown bushes. I love the pink flower bush. I don't think I can do a garden and not place it. And then, of course, we have to go in with the yellow flowers. I mean, there had to be some reason why they flew up onto the roof and we just see them everywhere. And then, of course, this absolutely beautiful, like, leafy bush that came with Snowy Escape. Like, it's just so stunning. It looks like weeds, and it's amazing. Now, this is the upstairs. I go in with, like, this beautiful, like, mixed light situation. We just add the poles, make everything just look nice and like it is connected to something. And then we go in with some planters. I do add, like, a couch here and, like, a beautiful little barbecue spot. Downstairs, we do also have a barbecue spot, but that is unfortunately not in this video. That is while we do the kitchen and all of that. This is a long video, and I honestly do apologize that we don't have any more decorating, but it's like I mentioned before. It's mostly just I don't want to go in full decorating, and then the new pack comes out, and yeah, and because we have so many rooms that needs to be built in the pack, you know, in our packs, I kind of feel like starting with the exterior of apartment buildings now was kind of the best option. We are, of course, not going to continue doing this. Like, I do have some ideas for some, like, Asian apartments that we are going to build once the actual kit comes out of the actual expansion pack. Now, this is our last thing that we have to do, and this is our little greenhouse. She is so cute. We add some large, like, vegetables, so that's already there. Like I said, this is like our community garden. We just add a lot of flowers all around this, like, metal. We have these grapevines that's just growing everywhere. And then we have to go in with actual, like, planters as well, just to give us a little bit more options. I wanted to use those edible insects, but I decided against it. I wasn't too sure how that would work in a community setting, so I didn't want to break the game. So for now, I kind of removed it, but I do feel like you can just, well, I might add it in. I'll see how it works with gameplay. But we are reaching the end of this video. I'm not going to jump into the game and show us around, but I do hope that you enjoyed this video. There you can see that we did add our little pillows. Now, y'all, I want to hear from you all. How do you feel about the new expansion pack? It has a lot of pros. It also has, like, some cons, like the actual pricing of the expansion pack. It's, I think, like, one of the most expensive expansion packs. So I kind of hope that the price jump, you know, it's worth it. But yes, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel. Are you excited about apartments? Are you part of the people that feel like this should have been added in with city living? Let me know. I would like to know your opinion. Now, with that being said, I hope to see you all again soon. Have a lovely Friday, and bye.